Hi everybody, welcome back to Life with Type 1 Diabetes. It's Kara. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and a fantastic new year. I know it's been a long time since I've been on here, but honestly, it was just end of 2022 was really busy at my work. And then holiday mode with New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and everything. I just didn't have a second to film and edit and put it up and have it look nice. So here we are. Today, I'm just gonna kind of chat with you guys a little bit. It's been a while and I haven't posted since my last video about the AnnaPS shirts and wear that I really enjoy from that company. And so I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about what I was talking about in that video, but kind of expand upon it, which is what to wear when you are outside with diabetes equipment or when you're doing an activity. So although I don't have any pictures for you today, one thing that I've learned a long time ago, especially when you're doing outdoor activities like downhill skiing, cross-country skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, whatever the thing is the following. So right off the bat, if you know you were going to be going on a day out, I'll say snowshoeing, for instance, and you know it's going to be a couple of hours, the first thing you want to do is, if you have an insulin pump, either put it on the activity mode or put it on a, what's it called? It's not a combo bolus, but like a reduced bolus. So like, I know with Omnipod, at least with the Aeros, you couldn't put it on an activity mode, so to speak, but you could decrease the amount of insulin you were receiving by like 60% for 3 or 4 hours. So first thing that I do when I get up is that exact thing. I turn my pump onto activity mode so that it has time to work, so that while I'm doing snowshoeing, I won't tank, right? Like, because you don't want to be in that position where you're out on a beautiful trail and you're with everybody, and then you all of a sudden have to stop and sit down and wait, have your blood sugars come back up again, and keep going. I mean, we've all been there, but it's rather inconvenient, And I mean, I always bring snacks with me, and I'm pretty sure most people do, or like Gatorade or something, but you just want to be prepared, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing that I do is plan my outfit to where I can access my insulin pump the most easy. So for me, what I do, and what a lot of females tend to do, is if you have it in your sports bra and you just put it in there, and then you can access it really quickly, it keeps it warm, that kind of thing. For men, it's a little bit harder, maybe a spy belt or inside your pockets, inside your snow pants, or whatever you're wearing. I'm not really sure. I'm not as well versed on that, but definitely keep it somewhere where you know it'll be easy enough for you to access it without it being too inconvenient, and then it'll make your life a lot smoother whenever you're doing any kind of activity. And then also, as I previously mentioned, make sure you bring stuff with you. I've gone cross-country skiing before, and all I was able to have was Gatorade at the time, which totally sucks, because that's not exactly what I needed at that point, but that's all I could have at that point, so that's what I brought. But if you have, like, Jolly Rancher, or like a snack bar of some kind, or that and Gatorade, or like, I don't know, any combination of something that you know that works well for you when you're exercising is great. So that's one thing I would definitely recommend considering. It's one of those things that it's individual to every person that lives with diabetes. What will work for you won't necessarily work for somebody else. But if you can find something that works well for you and is going to continually work, it's usually the best option, right? And so then just the other thing is just checking your blood sugars. Obviously, if you have a Dexcom, keep your phone near you or your G6 receiver with you. I know the G7s are coming soon, so maybe they'll have a different kind of receiver. Keep that close. Or if you finger stick check before, and then check if you can partially way through. It's really difficult with outdoor activities to do that, but just try to do that the best you can, and then just kind of go about whatever it is that you're doing. And the other thing that I find too is it's not just outdoor activities that this is useful for, but also when you're going to work out, like in a gym or playing a soccer game or some kind of activity. Like all of these things are really similar as far as activities go, not just winter sports necessarily. But for other activities, you might not want to keep your insulin pump in your sports bra necessarily, although AnnaPS does have a sports bra that does accommodate that. I personally choose not to do that. Like if I'm going to work out, I'm going to put it like in a back pocket of like a tennis skirt or a pair of leggings or something, because that's usually what I find is easiest, honestly. I tend to not use my pump clip while I'm working out, unless it's like a walk or something that like I can't necessarily just have it somewhere else at that particular moment. So that's one of the things that I really like to do, especially when I go for walks. If I don't have any other place to put it, just bring my pump clip with me and away I go. If I'm doing a walk in the winter though, I will wear one of my AnnaPS shirts, or I will just adjust my pump to where I can put it on the inside of my coat so it stays warm, go to my walk, put it back in my pump holster later if I have to, or just keep it in my shirt, which is always amazing. I love being able to do that. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's working out is always such a challenge when you live with diabetes, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows or has been there where you are in a good range, you have a good vibe going on, and then all of a sudden you get an alarm on your Dexcom or you start feeling super crappy, and then you have to stop. Which for me, I think I mentioned in my other video, I will link it above, when I talked about health and cardio and stuff, like just the challenges that can come with working out and trying to keep fit and trying to keep everything good. It can be super, super tough to like want to continue because your blood sugars are just going to be stupid again. Because I know that's definitely the case for me sometimes. I want to do it. I know I should do it, but are my blood sugars going to let me do it? Right? Like it's a very frustrating place to be when you know that like, oh, this is something I'm supposed to do, but freaking blood sugars won't let me do it, right? Like it's super, super frustrating. And I think that is normal, for one. And for two, I think we need to give ourselves some grace about that. I think I said something very similar in my last video of just like, give yourself grace when you're trying to figure this stuff out, because whether you're brand new to it or whether you've lived with it for 20 years, like it is still a daily frustration sometimes, and all you can do is just push through when you have to, throw something at a wall if you have to make it through that day, and just let it go. But sometimes it is harder than you think it is, just because you want to do something and then your blood sugars aren't allowing you to do that thing. So that's always a super frustrating place to be. But especially with outdoor activity or like winter sports more so, or any kind of activity, just if you're new to this, just try and by trial and error figure out what works for you. If you have been living with diabetes for a long time and something isn't working, switch it up. Try something new. See if it helps. Because I know that I've had to do those things a few times where I'm frustrated by something and I don't know how to fix it. But then I go on to like a Facebook group of, the Tandem T-Slim X2 insulin pump group from Canada, or the same for the Dexcom group. Like, I try different things, and often people have the same problem or very close to it. And so with that, I'll kind of take from that and see if it works. And trial by fire is not always the best way to go, but it does work sometimes. Sometimes it works in your favor, and you just get to explore that and see if it works. And that's the thing about diabetes, is that it's not one size fits all. It never has been, and it never will be. And so what works for me won't necessarily work for the other person who lives with diabetes, right? So you just have to kind of take it as it comes. And as hard and as annoying that is, it's kind of one of those things that like you just have to do it, right? And so that's kind of all I have for today. So I think I'm going to stop the video here. But if you liked this content, please give it a like on the way out. And if you haven't subscribed yet, but you would like to, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.